welcome to another episode of The Grease Garage. Today on the dyno, we've got this Nissan Patrol with something very special underneath the bonnet, and I'm pretty excited about it. So let's have a look. Alright, let's get straight to it. This is a tiny turbo. If this was your boyfriend, you would get a new one. That's just a fact. But we can make this guy a horse of a man, and that is with one of these, a Boost T. You see, this little fella is like a blue pill. This is your Viagra for your turbo. Very simply, it goes in between your actuator and it tells it to not stop boosting. That's right, it is interrupting the signal. By you putting this in, this will only see what you want it to see. This could be boosting at 20 psi, this might be only seeing 10 psi. And that's the beauty of a Boost T, your Viagra pill for your little man. Let's put this, not this, let's put this on this Patrol and see how much more power we get. So this is where we're putting the Boost T, and just quickly I've taken this off just to show you something that a lot of people might not be aware of, but there usually sits this ball on top of this spring, and what that does is, as boost pressure comes in, it hits that ball and stops for a second. Alright, well, it doesn't stop for a second, it just slows down there. It gives it resistance, okay? So this ball and spring are giving it resistance, and what that does is it delays this seeing any boost at all. So if this doesn't see any reason, that stays shut. So what you'll do is you'll get an incline of boost, okay, for the first couple of seconds. By taking that ball out and that spring, you can get rid of that, and the turbo will just follow its normal boost curve. You know what, it's probably worth trying it both, it in and it out, but just be aware, if you're finding that, let's say you're running a low amount of boost, it might not be enough to push this ball and this spring out of the way, and the actuator might never get a signal, okay? So just be aware of that. I'll try it and we'll test on the dyno. If it works, I'll leave it in there. If it doesn't, it's the first thing I'm going to be taking out. So just something to be aware of. Installation, pretty simple. This goes on the end that was blocked with the ball valve. This end goes to the wastegate. Finished product. See. Cool. All right. So let's warm the car up and get to it. Okay, so we're in the Patrol, we've got it running. just warming it up at the moment. Just checking over the fuels. It's got a pretty nice idle. It's good in first gear, so at the moment it's just coasting first gear, doing 7 k's per hour. Warms up the tyres, all that sort of stuff. We put that manual boost T in now, so hopefully we can actually start getting this to boost up. We were using a Mac valve. It was just terrible. It just, I don't know if it's a cheap Chinese Mac valve or wherever you got it from, but it just would not work. 30 hertz, 33 hertz, 50 hertz, doesn't matter what duty cycle, it just was either on or off, and it was terrifying because you just put your foot down and you had no idea what you're going to get. Were you going to get wastegate or were you going to get everything? So luckily we put a boost cut in for that, and we did hit that a couple of times, so thank God. L there, fuel ratios did seem good up there, so that's always the best thing as well, and we've taken a lot of timing out from the top just in case stuff like that ever happens. So we'll do a couple of pulls. They'll probably be low numbers at first, and then we'll start adding some timing in here while we're listening for knock and go from there. Foot flat. We definitely need to add fuel. So I'm going to go for each one of these now. So we go here, we have a look at the map, and it's saying that we were going lean at 4.5. Okay, dokie, so we'll just go up here at percentage. 5%. Alright, then do it again. And that's it. Just keeping that. Make sure you're listening for knock. And go from there. Well, let me play around for a bit and I'll come back to it. So as you can see, guys, at the back, we're all done. The car went fantastic. Ended up putting a bit more boost into it, but I'll explain that in a second. We've got a curfew, so I can't keep going. Otherwise, it'll end up like Wolf Creek, and the neighbour's going to come and. So yeah, 8 o'clock, 8:30, we just stop. So yeah, let me explain this dyno map. Pretty much what we're looking at, and I'll just post it up right here. We have the Dyno Jet power figure there, 421.3 horsepower. So that's for you Yanks out there, because that is Dyno Dynamics comparison map, so they actually do a comparison run, which is fantastic. And then we got the Australian horsepowers at 376, but we're going to make 400. Okay, we are going to crack that 400. I'm not going to add boost. We're going to add a bit more fuel. I might put a little bit more timing in, maybe 1 or 2 degrees, but we are going to crack that 400 for sure. It's not knocking its head off, which is great. Yeah, let's talk about that PSI. So I was only meant to run 20. Okay, so it's gone to 22. Now, with a boost T, they are great, but there's no super fine adjustment. Sometimes you get lucky and just how do you say it? The wastegate responds good to a 1-2 click, and you can get that fine adjustment, but usually you don't get it. You just get click once, and that it turns out to be 5 PSI extra. So you either run a bit low or you run a bit high. And we ran 22, so not much can say about that. We're not going to run any more boost though. That's plenty for this engine. Remember, it's a stock block RB30 with an RB25 head. With a pretty decent sized turbo. If I'm wrong, please let me know, because I'll add it more if everyone thinks it's safe to do so. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with where it is. Remember, it's on 98 octane. It's not an E85. No point blowing it up now. I'm sure the owner's going to love it. And yeah, so but we got room. We got room to adjustment. We're going to crack that 400 horsepower at the wheels, and that's going to be amazing, especially in a 4-drive. You got to remember that this thing is running Muddies. This isn't just some slick tire. If it was running slicks, it would already be over 400 easily. So yeah, I hope the owner's going to be pretty happy. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to crack the 400 on Muddies, because why not? Yeah, so tomorrow, let's see what happens. Okay, so welcome back. It's a new day and it's raining. Typical Albany weather. So just letting the old girl warm up, and then we're going to see how much power she actually pulls. And then I'll probably do some street tuning as well. Just go on the street, you know, go through first, second, third and fourth, and just make sure like all the stuff down low is about on par what it should be. So cool, well let's get straight into it. I'll set up the stuff and shut the camera back on. Alrighty, so we're in here. Just gonna warm it up a bit. Okie dokie, here we go. Fourth gear. Oh, I'm nervous. Here we go. Come on. 400. That's not what I was expecting. What happened there? Let's have a look here. Boost pipe for sure, because that was very lame. So blown off boost pipe. We got 262 horsepower. So let's see what that was. And that's why we pulled bugger all horsepower. Still almost 300 horsepower with the intercooler piping blown off. So let's fix that up and then we'll go for another run. Alright guys, so let's give this another go. Alright, if the intercooler piping holds, this should hit 400, so let's hope so. Here we go. Ah, we hit boost cut. We hit boost cut. Ah, but not bad. We got 300 on the dot at 4,000 RPM. So let's just have a look at that. Why we got boost cut so quickly. You know, really we shouldn't have hit boost cut, so let's have a look here. Go into functions. What are we at here? Yeah, that's why. Should find that is fine. I mean, the engine is still cold, so it doesn't surprise me that we're just touching the boost limits. So I'll just go back to okay, so we just hit boost cut and I've upped those limits a bit. So we've just hit boost cut, I've upped the limits a little bit. Because it's cold, we're not surprised that's getting another extra half a pound of boost. See how we go this time. Oh God! Oh, it's not liking us, eh? Wasn't expecting this to happen, so gotta add in a row. $300, okie dokie. Let's go up to the top of that row. You probably find that it's turbo's losing efficiency up top, so alrighty. So up the boost limit. Cold air's making a difference today. There you go. Make it 25 psi. Holy crap. Holy crap. 541 newton-meters of torque. That is insane. Why are we making so much more boost? I might actually have to turn the T down by the looks of it. Yeah. Alright, hold on. That's insane. It actually got into the 300 section, so still saying we're rich, so that's good. 25 psi, eh? The ignition for that. Okay. So ignition's fine. Function. I was just going over. I'm just going to leave it so it like semi-cuts it. So we're actually going to lose power up top. But that's probably as high as I'm going to raise it. If not, I'll click it down one. It's only because it's such a cold day, but we get that in Albany. I don't really run more than 25 psi. No. No, 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 no. Alright. I'm just gonna... She's hitting 25 psi and I'm just... It's actually trying to go over 25 psi, it's too much. So we're going to cut it back a bit to something a bit more, yeah, I don't want this, it's just too much. I was happy with 22, but I'm 25, I'm not doing it. And the only reason it's doing over 25 is because it's colder air. Before, when it was warmer, it so I'm getting to 22. Alright. Try that. Still recording. Alright. Alright guys. This is it. Let's do it. This car has been giving me so much fight. This is it. Let's do it. Come on, 400. Yes! Finally! Finally! Oh, oh, man, what a mission! Oh, 400! Woo! Hey guys, how you going? It's Reese. Thank you for watching my videos. Sydney, the owner of the Patrol, is super happy with his 400, even though it took me forever to get it. If you like what you're watching, please like and subscribe. If you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the comments. I will get back to you. I'll see you in the next one.